The year was 2097. Humanity had achieved an unimaginable milestone, expanding beyond the confines of its own solar system. What had once been the dream of past generations was now a consolidated reality. They navigated the vast, cold ocean of space, sending scientific and commercial missions to the darkest corners of the universe. And with that expansion came astonishing discoveries: unexplored star systems, exoplanets in improbable orbits, and astrophysical phenomena that defied logic. But mysteries also emerged, mysteries that even the most advanced science could not explain. One of those mysteries, the most disturbing one, changed everything. It began as a distant anomaly that only the most sophisticated observatories could detect. The stars in a far-off region of the universe were simply vanishing. They didn't fade out or collapse into black holes. There were no supernovas, no explosions. They just disappeared, as if someone or something had erased their existence from the canvas of the cosmos. At first, scientists believed it to be an instrumental error, but the data persisted, and there was no reasonable explanation. There was only one option left: to investigate. The mission was assigned to Aegis, a research vessel of the Ulysses Corporation, equipped with the most advanced technology and a meticulously selected crew. At the head was Dr. Elena Marlowe, an astrophysicist renowned for her work on cosmic anomalies. Under her command, the ship was to venture deep into that region of the universe where the stars were disappearing, in hopes of solving the enigma. What awaited them, however, was not a simple anomaly. It was something much older and far more sinister. The phenomenon had begun 5 years earlier, when Europe's most advanced cosmic ray observatory detected unusual behavior in a particular region of space. At first, the discovery went unnoticed. It was just a minor anomaly in the readings of a distant star that seemed to be fading away slowly. Astronomers reviewed the data with mild curiosity, but soon they began to notice a pattern. It wasn't just one star disappearing, but dozens, then hundreds. Stars that had existed for billions of years were simply vanishing. There were no traces of residual energy, no visible explosions. It was as if they had never been there at all. The scientific community quickly split. Some argued that there had to be an astrophysical explanation not yet understood, perhaps a quantum collapse or an anomaly in the structure of spacetime. Others, like Professor Andrei Ivanov, a renowned Russian astrophysicist, began formulating more radical theories. "It's as if the universe is contracting," Ivanov had said during a conference at Moscow University. "As if the fabric of reality itself were being devoured from within. Perhaps we're not witnessing stars burning out, but rather a part of the cosmos ceasing to exist." Elena Marlowe, who attended that conference, couldn't shake off a deep unease. The data showed something no one could fully comprehend. The Ulysses Corporation, recognizing the potential of the research, contacted her shortly after to lead the expedition, not only for the scientific magnitude of the phenomenon, but for something else. Elena had a personal obsession with the mysteries of the universe, an insatiable desire to understand the incomprehensible. This would be the mission of her life. The crew of Aegis was small but elite. Kaminsky, the chief engineer, was the veteran of the group, having worked on more missions than he could count. Known for his ability to keep any ship running under any circumstance, his dark humor helped ease the constant tension, but everyone knew he was a man of unmatched resourcefulness. Arlen, the youngest technician, was the optimist, always eager to see the logical side of any situation. He firmly believed everything in the universe could be explained scientifically. His enthusiasm contrasted with the calculated coldness of Naomi Telford, second in command, a woman of firm character and strategic mind. While Arlen saw possibilities in every challenge, Naomi saw problems and solutions. Her impeccable reputation as an officer was only shadowed by her emotional detachment. Finally, there was Dr. Roar Patel, a biologist more interested in finding extraterrestrial life than in solving the mystery of the vanishing stars. For Patel, this mission was an opportunity to study something new, something that could challenge human expectations of what existed beyond Earth. As days passed aboard Aegis and they ventured deeper into the affected region, they began noticing small, unsettling details. Monitors showed intermittent failures, sensor readings became inconsistent, and most disturbingly, something seemed wrong with the stars themselves. "Look at this," Arlen said one day, pointing at the main screen of the observation deck. "It's not just the stars disappearing around us, it's like space itself is bending, stretching." Elena reviewed the data with growing concern. What Arlen had noticed wasn't a sensor malfunction. The very fabric of reality around the stars seemed to be fragmenting. "We've never seen anything like this," she murmured, eyes fixed on the display. "It's as if the universe is being rewritten." At first, the crew debated possible explanations. "Maybe aliens are turning off stars to save energy," Kaminsky joked cynically, lighting his e-cigarette. Arlen tried to stay optimistic, searching for patterns in the readings, but even he began to feel the creeping anxiety spreading among the crew. His scientific enthusiasm slowly crumbled, replaced by an unease he couldn't explain. Naomi, maintaining her composure, clung to protocol. "Stick to procedures," she repeated whenever doubts arose. "We can't lose focus. Stay on mission." The point of no return came on the 10th day, when Aegis fully entered the region where the stars had vanished. The ship began to suffer critical system failures. Communications with Earth became unstable. Sensors gave erratic readings. Even Kaminsky appeared shaken by the growing pressure and void surrounding them. Elena noticed everyone changing. Kaminsky, once humorous, grew silent and tense. Arlen became sleepless, eyes bloodshot and trembling. "I feel something's watching us," he whispered to Elena while checking the systems. "I can't explain it, but there's something out there. Something that shouldn't exist." Elena had felt it too, though she hadn't dared admit it. Something in the darkness around them made her feel vulnerable, as if they were being observed, not by a physical presence, but by the void itself. Then Dr. Patel began complaining of constant headaches. At first, they thought it was stress. But soon it became clear something else was affecting the crew. Vertigo and hallucinations became common. Patel claimed to see shadows crossing the corridors and whispers coming from dark corners of the ship. "I hear something," he murmured, eyes distant. "Something in the darkness. It's calling us." The situation worsened rapidly. The stars visible on radar began to vanish even faster. Communications produced only static. "This doesn't make sense," Arlen muttered, rubbing his temples. "Stars don't disappear like this. It's not natural. It can't be." Elena's scientific calm began to falter. She had read how great scientists once faced discoveries that shattered their understanding of reality, but this was different. It was as if the universe itself was unraveling, and they were the only souls unlucky enough to witness it. Naomi, despite her composure, began to crack. "I know what we've discovered defies everything we know about reality," she said, voice trembling. "But we must stay calm. We'll find a logical explanation. We have to." But fear had already taken root. It was no longer abstract. It was alive, feeding on them. Patel was the first to break completely. His fascination with extraterrestrial life turned into an obsession with the surrounding darkness. "It's not an anomaly," he muttered more and more frequently, tone growing agitated. "It's a conscious void, something devouring us." When he tried to open the airlock to meet the truth, Kaminsky tackled him just in time. "The hell are you doing?" Kaminsky shouted, pinning him down. Patel's eyes were bloodshot, his face twisted in a grotesque grin. "The stars have left us," he whispered. "They're calling us. The darkness wants us to join." That was the first time the cynical veteran showed real fear. Days later, Patel's condition worsened. His mind shattered, his body followed. His skin grew gray, his hands skeletal, as if his life force was being drained from within. He died soon after, his face frozen in a disturbing smile, as if he had found some terrible truth none of them could bear. "This isn't a mission," Kaminsky said bitterly after hours of silence. "It's a death sentence." Elena knew he was right. The void wasn't an astrophysical anomaly. It was something older, something that defied the very laws of the universe. Arlen, now paranoid and trembling, couldn't take it anymore. "I have to get out," he screamed, slamming the walls. He opened the emergency hatch before anyone could stop him and was swallowed by the vacuum. His body floated away, slowly disintegrating into nothingness. Kaminsky followed days later, tearing at his skin, screaming that something was growing inside him. Elena found him dead in his cabin, face frozen in absolute terror. In the end, only Elena and Naomi remained. "Do you think this was all a mistake?" Naomi asked with her final breath, eyes empty as she stared into the endless abyss. Maybe we were never meant to come here. Elena didn't answer. There were no words left, no mission, no science, no hope. Only the void. A void that stretched beyond human comprehension, and now claimed its final breath. Elena sat in the control room, surrounded by darkness, realizing there was no escape from something that had always been there, watching since the dawn of time. Aegis was just another victim, a brief spark extinguished in the vast symphony of cosmic destruction. When the darkness finally consumed her, there was no pain, only a cold, empty acceptance. The stars had vanished, and with them, hope.